So today in the shop, we got our kickstand adjuster installed. It went so well, we had a little bit of time left over to meet with Rip and take on his fairing repair. And believe it or not, and I didn't expect this either, the weather turned out, it warmed up into the mid-30s, and we snuck out and had a little bit of a ride. And as I was riding, I managed to chase down my daughter and Miles, who were riding bicycles. Now I get up this morning and it's in the high 20s. I do a little research, it's going to go to the high 30s. I come out here, it feels like it's in the 10s. It's damp in the garage early in the morning, and so, Anyway, the temperature. The pond is frozen over as usual. And I'm expecting a guest today. Rip is coming down from Montvale. And we're going to, hopefully, he's got a fairing, a Ninja fairing to repair. I hope he's got the little tabs to put on it. We're going to try to do a little job for him, or set up the job. One of the things I noticed yesterday, I took the RD after changing out the kickstand and shooting all the video for the day. I put it out in the driveway to take some pictures, and I noticed it's really, really leaning over, but it was late in the day, it was getting dark. And I said, well, I'll do that the next time I work out in the garage. I'll do the little simple thing of putting a foot on the kickstand. And I think I'll either do that before Rip gets here or after. I don't know what the timing is going to be, but pretty much Luciano's tank is ready for pickup, and we're just in the middle of some cold weather here. Now I want to thank Bill Matthew again for sending me that kickstand. It really made one more original Yamaha part on this, but because of several factors, it leans a little bit too much, and that's typical when you put heavier fork springs in, which we did, and or bigger tires, which we did. And this is just a combination of things that make the bike higher, so it tends to lean more. But we'll cure that problem today just by making a little foot that goes on the kickstand. And pretty much most of the bikes that I have here in the collection, they have some adjustment to the kickstand, one way or the other. And in the case of this bike, we were experimenting with bigger tires, and we wound up putting the original size tires right back on the bike. There was no benefit to having bigger tires, but when Rob owned the bike, or rode the bike, he wanted a big back tire, and it didn't do anything. Now on the FZR, we have a little aluminum foot, and that worked out great. On the R1, what I had done is an old-fashioned trick. I ground the front of the kickstand down so it came more further forward, which let the bike lean properly after I put the lowering link on. This has a Pingle lowering link, and for me, that worked out perfectly. Now it's funny, the GS came with a perfect kickstand. It angles right, and it's got a nice big foot. So, of all the bikes here, one of the oldest bikes has the best technology. I don't know what that's about, but... Now for sure it's a small detail, but for me it's not, because I stop the bike 20 to 30 times a day to take pictures and video, and I've got to look, I'm always looking for, is it too soft, is it too much of an angle this way? When I put the foot on, that eliminates some of it, and if I get the angle right, which I'll try to do with the RD today, it just makes it a lot easier. Now it's funny, the MT-09, right from the factory, it's crazy to think it, but it has, to me, a little bit too much lean. It's got all the stock stuff on. I would prefer it leaned a little less. It'll be easy at some future time. I'll make a little foot for that, and I'll solve that whole problem, and we'll make a little video of that. But today we want to get the RD out of the toaster here, do our parking lot attendant thing, and start measuring up and see how we're going to make a little adjustable kickstand foot for it. It's always annoying to me having to move all these motorcycles around, and Karen had a solution. She said, just get rid of some of the bikes. So I just decided to be a parking lot attendant. I'm not getting rid of any of my bikes. Now this is pretty funny. My friend Scott in Kansas, he's restoring a Suzuki, an old Suzuki. He painted his kickstand too. He sent me a picture like this to, we'll have the kickstand club. Very cool. Oh, listen to those church bells chime. And they go every day of the week, not just on Sunday. Every day we get a symphony here. So I'm not sure you can see, but it does lean a little more than I'm comfortable with. And today is a good day while we're waiting for Rip to get here. I can make up that little shoe. It goes on the bottom of the kickstand. So the first part of any adjustment, and I want to show this is really a critical thing. You can see as time goes by, 40 years of motorcycling, this part tends to do this. It goes up and down some because we've worn out the groove that's in there, and that bolt, it seats. It doesn't pinch the way it should. So one of the things I always try to see if it works, that'll get rid of some of this, what I call the play, is take the nut off the one side, put a washer there, and that allows it to pinch that, because that is in between two pieces that are attached to the frame, and that would get rid of, before we even put the foot on, some of the slop. So that's one part of this. Now, if we were on the other side of this, and this bike were sitting too straight up, we could take the front of this and just grind a little bit with a Dremel tool or a grindstone. The kickstand would go further forward and allow it to get to the right position. So we know that from many years of dealing with getting the bike to sit up properly. And again, it's a small detail, but to me, it's a major thing. And it's something, I'm very fussy about a lot of things on motorcycle. I'm very fussy about riding position, very fussy about where the levers are, where the foot pegs are. Most of all, the seat, and this is probably the most comfortable seat in motorcycling, maybe except for the GS. But being fussy is a good side. You get to ride some nice motorcycles. The bad side is you got to do a lot of this maintenance. And usually in my collection of old stuff, there's something I can use to make a foot, and if not, I can cut it out of 1/4-inch aluminum. So we got a lot of choices here, and I see one thing that looks like it may even be a bolt-on. This is the same one I put on. These are parts from some other project that we made, or maybe we just got them this way, I'm not sure. But they're spares, and this would be about the amount, maybe a little bit less. I could always grind it down. But I do have several choices here. The point is, I never throw anything away. Even these brackets that years and years ago I used, well, you never know when you're going to use them again. So the first thing to do is get a drill out and drill a hole in that. And then we can adjust. We can go outside and see how many shims we need or how big that shim has to be. So in searching out through the junk pile, we have plenty of things. One would be washers, one would be, and some of these would be adaptable, but first thing to do is drill that hole, and then we can get started on this. Now, a kickstand is usually a casting, usually very difficult to get a drill to go through clean and neat unless you start it. And sometimes you're not lucky getting it started. So the thing is to always drill a small hole first with a very low speed drill. Try to keep the speed down. And once you have a small hole, then you can bring it up to the size that we're ultimately going to need, a little at a time. Just works easier for me that way. And when you try to drill the big hole right in the beginning, I don't know, it always seems to be a problem. And slow drill speed is the answer. Next step, find the appropriate bolt. From our many years of working on motorcycles, save all the bolts. So I found a bolt that looks like it's going to fit fine, and this is, oops, to show this is the bottom, but that bolt, that bolt will fit right in there, the nut I mean, and then we'll have to trim the bottom off with a grinder so that this is a nice flat, well, a nice surface that we can use. Even if the tar is soft, this will give us a nice big footprint. And then if we have to adjust it in some way, we have those washers. You never know with this kind of work when it's your lucky day. You never know. I guess that's what makes it interesting in a way. Okay, so with this on, now what this does, it gives us complete adjustability. I can adjust this exactly the amount I want, with no negative effect at all. Oh boy, and this for sure has to be tight. And the bolt is just long enough, there's a little bit sticking out, I'll grind it off with the grinder. That looks like it's going to be pretty good. Happy with that. And that's one of those little modifications that you think wouldn't matter at all. And you know, but Every time you put the bike on a kickstand, that's something that's either annoying or very satisfying. Okay, so Rip is here with the stuff, right? You've got good timing. I just did the kickstand. Let's see what you got. Mini concourse. You know, when you did this, I thought, okay, show me where this is broken.
In here, the tab is completely missing.
Okay, now it looks like this. Is that what the tab looks like?
Well, you can see it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
There's
two
good ones, and if you're doing it, if you can reinforce these, it would be appreciated.
I do it without you even asking.
Thank you.
I learned that from Vlad. He's rough on equipment.
It doesn't seem you have to be rough. I have to take it to a mechanic sometimes. These are the guys that break this stuff.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but what you did, I'll just grind that away.
Yeah.
The trick with getting this stuff to work is you got to get down to raw plastic with a Dremel tool, and you got to get, I use CA, and then I go over it with carbon fiber and fiberglass and everything. But the best I can. Now, what is this broken in the front?
No, just this piece there.
Oh, well, I'll fix that from the back. You won't even see
that's what I tried to do.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And I'll make a patch so there's no way it breaks again.
See?
Yeah. Now, I'll see what I do. I grind that away, and I'll put a piece of carbon fiber in here.
Yeah, I tried it with fiberglass, and it broke right away.
Yeah.
So, is that clean enough? That's what...
Perfect. It's perfect. You're the cleanest guy. I wish Luciano brought stuff this way. Mark Morgan, man. Mark the dirty boy Morgan.
Yeah, well, that was about a half a gallon of
I think he cleaned them in his toilet, you know, before he flushed. No, that looks good.
Okay, good.
Okay, if what I have to do is replicate this on this side,
right,
and that's one-day job, no problem.
No rush on this, because with being with Norma, I don't know when I'm going to get free again.
Hey,
you know, this was.
You and I don't buy yellow bananas, you know, green bananas, whatever bananas we have. Yeah. No, I'll get that all squared away for you.
I appreciate it, Wendy.
So we were able to link up with Rip. He's been a member of the A-Team for many years, and we'll show in detail how we repair the tabs and some of these parts. It's not hard to do, but a lot of people seem to have problems when it comes time to figure out how to do it. We'll do it on video. Hopefully that video will be of some value to some of our friends or some of our subscribers, and that'll be in a very near future. But today we got to finish up that RD. Back to our project bike. The only thing I'm looking for now is to make sure there's no interference on that part. Nope, goes right where it should. There's no interference. So I'm thinking, wow, it might be our lucky day. That really worked out well. So the end result, it sits at a much better angle. That's much improved. That will make my life a lot more convenient every time I stop the bike. And sometimes it's just one little detail like that that can make you really enjoy a ride, or it's like having a bug in your soup. Another thing that's good, the footprint now is just a little bit bigger, and that should be good if in the summer when the tar gets soft. That'll be an upgrade. Oh, the smell of two-stroke oil. Oh, I love it. Oh, that is a smell from my childhood. Now, even though it's really cold, I'm going to go for a short ride. I have time. I'll get suited up and put that camera sock on and see if it makes any difference on this bike. It'll give me a chance to test ride one more bike. So we have Luciano's job pretty much ready to pick up. That has dried up great. We'll start working on Rip's project. But we're heading out for a short ride right now. Maybe I could steal this ride. Anytime I go for a ride, I have this in my shop hanging on a wall to remind me, don't seize up the bike. And this is what happens when you get a little too aggressive with your riding with RDs. This will give me an opportunity to get some more data for the database on how this Windslayer works on my collection of bikes. On the naked bikes like today, I don't expect a big improvement, but hey, we're not going to know until we see. So we're going to head out on the open road right now. So this is really going to give us a choice of Windslayer or no Windslayer.
So it looks like that kickstand was just about perfect. It just couldn't be better. Very, very good adjustment. Just the way I want it.
So we got the kickstand issue worked out, and I thought I'd get some testing. And with each bike, doing the Windslayer has given me a little more data. But as we already found out, naked bikes make a lot of wind noise. And because I'm editing this on a widescreen TV with speakers, it's hard. I'm not sure if you played this on a cell phone, it would be a lot different. But I know on my high fidelity speakers, I can hear the wind noise still. But boy, I love the sound of this bike going through the gears. Wow. And this is what makes you feel young again. Just something about going through those gears, I don't know what it is. Now, I don't have a radar detector mount made for this bike yet, so I got to be careful. And in these populated areas, you don't want to get too crazy anyway.
Now, as I get back from the ride, look who's here. Miles and Stacy are out riding their bicycles in this cold weather. Oh, what a great day. What a great day to be an RD400.
This turned out to be a very special day. And no matter how many times I go through those gears, it's still a lot of fun. Boy, it brings back so many memories of Amar. Holy mackerel. And especially racing at Bridgehampton, where you could go through the gears on a straightaway. And boy, did we make good use of this day. I can't believe it. I had so much done all in one day. This was a very special day. So I got a nice little ride on the RD, did a little carburetor adjustment. Looks like that worked. Of course, it's only going to work in the winter. As soon as it gets warm, we have to back it out. Anyway, always enjoy a day on the RD. It's time to get inside, have a cup of coffee, and see what else we have to do. Karen probably has a list a mile long because I've been out playing all day. So today I wanted to give a little shout out to Scott, our friend from Kansas and formerly Colorado, restoring a nice Suzuki, by the way. And I use this in my videos all the time because it's a thing from my childhood. I never knew this when I was a kid. I just had this one line of a very famous poem. The name of the poem is The Builders by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. There's a line in the poem. It says, "The gods see everywhere." Now, when I was a kid and we were doing chores around the house and learning how to do things, and I'd forget to clean behind the toilet or something, my mother would say, "The gods see everywhere." And she was right, they do. Then, but what really happened is when I went to work at my first job, and I was learning how to weld iron railing, and my uncle at the time, who I was working for, at 12 years old, he repeated that to me. He says, You can't do that. The gods see everywhere. And he was right. It stuck with me. I don't know the poem. I never even knew what poem it was. I only knew the gods see everywhere. And so what happened is Scott, who's got his own video channel, and I've passed that on to all the A-teamers, of course. What's happened is he sent me a copy of the whole poem. And it seems like everybody in the world knew the whole poem and had it memorized, except for me. I only know one line. The gods see everywhere. But it's that one line that changed my whole life. So thank you, Scott, and we hope to see some more of your videos. He's got a video channel now. I'll have to get the information up for his channel. But anyway, that's coming soon. And I want to get some pictures of his completed projects. I'm glad when he joined the A-team, he's following in our footsteps. He actually painted the kickstand. So this is kind of what the channel is all about, friends sharing information, and we're not looking to change the world or whatever. But it is fun exchanging this information, and it is sometimes, and what we're going to try to do today, hopefully it'll be useful information for you. And we exchanged t-shirts a while back. I've been wearing this, but unfortunately on top of it is always a flannel shirt. Scott, good luck with this restoration. Looking forward to seeing pictures of it when it's done. So this has been quite a busy day. We got the kickstand fine-tuned into where I'm real happy with it. We actually got about an hour driving. I'll look at the video and edit some of that and see if our Windslayer made any difference or not. All the footage today was from the Windslayer. So, but I have plenty of the old footage with the other microphone. Anyway, beside the point, we're going to do a little mitzvah for Rip. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Luciano's mitzvah is already done. Just got to get him to come over, pick it up. And the biggest thing of all I always try to end every day with is thanking our healthcare workers. Without you guys doing your thing, none of this stuff would be possible. So thank you guys very much from my bottom of my heart and from my whole family. Anyway, this just was a really good day. I didn't expect it to be this good. It was really cold. Never got out of the mid-30s. But when you're on the RD, you turn into an 18-year-old kid. You don't realize how cold it is. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy watching the video. Share it with your friends. We try to share the little bit of our life that we shared a passion for motorcycling with, and maybe some cookies along the way. So, again, I hope you did enjoy it. And thanks so much for watching. Now, on a day like today where we got a lot done and got to share what I think is some useful information and share a little ride, local ride, even a short ride, an hour or so, is better than no ride at all. But it was brutally cold. You don't see it on the video. It was really brutal. Anyway, it's all beside the point. It's still better than no ride at all. And good, we're going to start Rip's project very soon. Luciano will be ready to pick his up whenever he's ready. And it's just been a wonderful time. The holiday season is over and we're ready to start our building season. So thanks guys so much for watching.